Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahaiki Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha Om Sam Saraswatyai Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayeet Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Boli Shri Veda Vyasa Bhagavan Ki Jai. Questions 78 to 82. Yaksha is asking. Yaksha Uvacha the previous questions 74 to 77. Yaksha Uvacha Mritaha Katham Syat Purushaha Katham Rashtram Mritam Bhavet Shrardham Mritam Katham Vasyat Katham Yajno Mrito Bhavet. How certain things die. A country, a yajna, a shraddha, or a human being. How death happens, or when are they considered dead? These are very interesting questions. The answers are also very interesting. So when we know when we are entering into those territories, we should know that we are entering into a purposeless existence which almost is akin to death. Yudhishthira uvacha mrito daridraha purusho mritam rashtram arajakam mritam ashrotriyam shraddham mrito yajnastu adakshinaha. Very interesting answers. Only Yudhishthira who can think like this because of his pure mind. Mritaha katham syat purushaha. How does a human being, how does he come to be considered a dead person? So the answer is very interesting. Mritaha daridraha purushaha. Daridra means a poor man. So here it is in Bharata Desha, this answer is being given. Poverty is never celebrated. Poverty means it is not that a man who has no money is a poor man. Subhiksha, the word which means prosperity, is not about the one who has no money. Subhiksha is called Sushtu Bhiksha, well giving. Bhiksha means the ability to give others is called Bhiksha. If you lose that ability to give others, to share with others, you become a daridra. A person who is a daridra, who is having poverty consciousness. It is not a poor person, but a person whose mind is poor is a daridra. There's a very beautiful shloka of Bhagavan, like it's in praise of Lord Shiva. Daridrya Dukkha Dahanaya Namah Shivaya Shri Vasishta Kritam Daridrya Dukkha Dahana Stotram. The dukkha or the sorrow from Daridrya, Dahana means destroys. Who destroys that? Lord Shiva has the power, the ability to destroy our poverty. Even if there is condition of poverty, we don't need to be poor. In fact, many New Age topics, New Age subjects that talk about prosperity, that talk about the choices we make in life, that talk about affirmations, say that we do not need to be poor. If at all we are poor, we have made the choice to be poor. Even before being born in this earth, there are so many people in their life after lives. They discuss with their spiritual guides. They may have lived a very prosperous life. They may have lived a life of a lot of money. And because of that, they may have done many things. They may have wasted many nice opportunities just because they were wealthy. And so they make a choice to take up a poor life, a poor birth, and to really do and strive in that condition of poverty. Poverty is a condition around us. Prosperity is a condition around us. But if we really need to be prosperous, if we wish to be prosperous, we don't need to be suffering from poverty. So when you pray to Bhagavan, when you pray to Mahalakshmi, when you pray to Shiva, not with an idea that you should become prosperous, but when you pray with all of love, the natural condition of that person's life is prosperity. There is no doubt about it. Otherwise, these shlokas are not going to be told by great masters like Indrakrita, Mahalakshmi Stotram, or Vasishtakrita, Daritya Dukkha, Dahana Stotram. These stotras are not going to be told if they are not going to be true. But exactly what a person who is given to a life of poverty means. Mritaha daridraha purushaha. A poor person is considered a dead person. This is an honest appraisal of how society views a poor person. If you really want to know how society views a poor person, you can dress up like a poor person and go and ask for money. You know, Guruji used to tell a very interesting joke. There was a haunted house and nobody was living in that house because a ghost will come every day. It's a joke. A ghost will come every day and drive that person out. So nobody was taking that house. There was a sannyasi who went that way. He wanted a place to stay. And they said there is only one place to stay, but that house is haunted. So the sannyasi says, no problem, I will live in that house. For tonight, I'm going to stay there. The sannyasi went there to stay in that house. He always wanted to meet a ghost. He has not met a ghost. So he was very eager to meet a ghost. And next day, he did all his snana and all his tapasya, japa, everything was over. He had his food that came as bhiksha, and he slept well also. Next day morning, he was going to take leave of all the villagers. All the villagers eagerly gathered around him. The villagers asked him, what happened? How did you didn't sleep last night? He said, no, I slept very well. The ghost didn't come. Yes, of course the ghost came. What did you do? How did you manage? He said, I asked him for donation for my ashram. The ghost ran away. So that is how people view people with poverty. If you ask for money, people run away from us. That is what it means. Mritaha daridraha purushaha. So if you want to be accepted by society, be with wealth, be with prosperity. Don't be a person who's going asking everybody for money. Let the asking come out of prosperity. Nobody will say no to that. Even Adi Shankaracharya, Bhagavan in Prashnottari Ratnamalika, which we are seeing every Sunday under this title of Vision of Vedanta on the same channel, chinmayasuryachannel. Adi Shankaracharya asks, Kova daridrohi Vishala Shrimanshcha Kova Samastatoshaha. Who is the Daridra? A poor man who's having an endless desire, endless craving. Who is a Shriman? Who is a very rich person? Who is a wealthy person? Who is always having contentment? How can we have endless desire? If we do not have gratitude, we are going to have endless desire. Gratitude for truly what we have. Gratitude for the air we breathe, the water we drink, the clothes we wear, at least for that present moment, whatever clothes we may have, the relationships that surround us, the people who speak nicely to us. There are so many things to be grateful for in this universe. When we are truly grateful for all of them, we expand on our prosperity. The key to prosperity is to increase the list of gratitude that we have. Truly feel grateful for whatever we have, and because of what we have, how our life is blessed. When we think about this every day, we are going to build on our gratitude, and whatever we really desire will come to us. Vayamiha paritushtaha kalkalaispandukulaih samaiha paritosho nirvishesho visheshaha satu bhavatu daridro yasya trishna vishala manasi cha paritushte korthavan kodaridraha. This is in Bhartuhari's Vairagya Shatakam. So, the same thing, the same concept. When our Trishna or cravings are increasing, we are a Daridra. We are in the zone of prosperity, poverty consciousness. When the craving has ended and we are in a state of contentment, then we are in the state of prosperity consciousness. So sage, from a spiritual point of view, who is a Daridra? Sage Yajnavalkya says, if I live this life throughout my lifetime, if I live without knowing the truth, the abundance of the truth within, the reality within, and I even happen to die without knowing the truth, having all access to that knowledge, having the knowledge, the books of that knowledge, the Vedas that show that knowledge, the gurus around us who show that knowledge, if I still live a life without knowing the truth, then I am a Daridra. So, we are engaged in wasteful activities without trying to know the truth within, then we live a life of Daridra. When we live a life of Daridra, then we are considered, there is no purpose of living. The purpose of living is Artha. Artha, seeking wealth outside or seeking wealth within, is the second purpose of living other than Dharma. The first purpose is Dharma, the second purpose is Artha, seeking wealth. Nobody says nobody should seek wealth. Seeking wealth is our birthright and we should do it. Either wealth through proper means in the world outside or the wealth of knowledge within. May we seek wealth and be prosperous. Katham rashtram mritam bhavet, mritam rashtram arajakam. How does a country become a dead country? A country where there is no king, which means not just the king is not there, the transition period between one king or the other, or one administration of the other, basically where there is maladministration and arajaka. Arajaka means it's a chaotic, we are seeing so many countries around us that break down with chaos, where people enter into the president's palace or the president's bungalow and they jump into the swimming pool, they pull out all the clothes, they just steal whatever they want, which means lawlessness has come, and when everything goes haywire in a country, the country is called a dead country. A country where the king is the king is unable to rule. The king has lost the power to rule. Or the king is not a dharmic king and he is living a life of chaos, and because of which people also live a life of chaos, and the 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 order in the country has gone. So Rishi Vasishta gives a um, long list of anomalies that happen when a king is unable to rule the kingdom, or when there is adharma in the kingdom. It happens when, because of Kaikeyi, Rama is banished into the forest, and along with Lakshmana and Sita, he goes to the forest. King Dasharatha dies. And what all happens? So, Rishi Vashishta says, without a ruler, clouds will not yield rain, even a fistful of seeds will not get dispersed, son will not listen to father, wife will not listen to husband, there is no wealth, there is no truthfulness, people do not delightfully gather together. Section 144 happens, we cannot gather together in delightful assembly. Gifts are not exchanged between people. Culture is deprived because the dancers, musicians, and the drama artists don't get opportunities or to show their, you know, show their cultural exhibitions, and people do not gratify each other. Poets do not speak very beautifully in that kingdom. There is curfew imposed. All many signs are there, which shows that a kingdom is a dead kingdom. So when does the kingdom become dead? When the king is absent, or when the king is unruly and the subjects become unruly and everything becomes chaotic, then the kingdom is pronounced a dead kingdom. The next question, number 76, is Shraddham Mritam Katham Vasyat Mritam Ashrotriyam Shraddham. How does a Shraddham? A Shraddham is something that is offered to our ancestors with Shraddha. Shraddha means intense respect and love for our ancestors. That is called Shraddha. And when we do an activity with that much of Shraddha, meaning people who do Shraddham really, very sincerely, if they may be regularly people who eat and drink anything, even with onions and garlic, coffee, tea, or they go out to hotels and eat food. The previous night, they will avoid all that. They will eat home cooked, simple food, which is very light food, maybe some tiffin variety that they eat lightly in view of the Shardam the next day. In the morning, they don't drink their usual tea and coffee. If they're enjoying something in the morning, going for a walk, they cut out on all that. They mop and sweep the house, keep it very clean. They don't eat a breakfast. Shraddams are usually something that goes on from 11 o'clock onwards up to 2 o'clock. It is called apara, apara karma, which means it is not in the morning time, it is in the afternoon time. And then the priests are called. If you're doing the homa with the shraddha, there's a lot of rituals that have to be done. And the cooking for the shraddha is also not the very tasty food. It is tasty food, but it's not the normal tasty food that we eat. It will have only pepper. It will have, in many families and many traditions, I'm saying, it can be different in some traditions. It will have pepper. There will be no chili or garlic or onions. The pepper is what it gives that flavor of hotness for the food. There will be only pepper and salt, and there will be this bitter gourd, pavaka. It is called in Tamil bitter gourd in English. And the rasam also will be everything will be pepper and salt. And the vegetables also, there will be 5 types of vegetables. And all the vegetables will have evenly pepper and salt in them. And there will be the curry leaf chutney. There will be different types of savories and sweets also. The sweet variety will not have sugar, which gives it a very hyper taste. It will contain jaggery. Many people don't like that. And so this is the type of Shraddha food. And after that, we don't eat food immediately. You have to serve the Brahmanas who come and do the Shraddha, meaning they invoke the Vasu Rudra Aditya. Our ancestors who come as Vasu Rudra Aditya are invoked with the Brahmanas, and we serve those Brahmanas food, and then we partake of the food in a hungry stomach. We do all this. It will take at least 12:30 to 1 o'clock to finish eating our first food of the day. And after that, we don't celebrate the remaining part of the day by just going out and eating in a hotel. The same afternoon's Shraddham, leftover food in the form of only the bhakshanam or the savories, and the sweets can be eaten at night. So these kind of rituals are followed, observations, that the whole Shraddham event becomes a tapasya. And when that Shraddham, how does it become a dead event? What is the death of the Shraddham? Mritam Ashrotriyam Shraddham. We have all that intensity, we have all that love for our ancestors, we have all the respect. But if you call a priest who is not well learned, or even if he is learned, for the sake of money, he just skips many rituals, and even if the person who's conducting the Shraddham, many places it happens. The priest may not do that. The priest may not want to do that. But people who are conducting the Shraddham, what they do is, I have to do this, I have a cricket match to watch, I have to do that, I have to go for this wedding. So please finish everything fast. They will try to hurry up the priest. In any way, if you do not give the right space for knowledge, the right space for the rituals which are happening through knowledge, then it is a Mritam Shraddha. It is a dead event. There is no use in conducting such an event. If it is a Devata Puja, you don't conduct properly, the Devas will not actually curse us, because they are beyond all this cursing. They are here only to bless us. But if you do Shraddham rituals, you call your ancestors, and then you don't provide the proper facilities for the priest to conduct the Shraddham, you hurry them up, or you don't give them the right respect and the dakshina that has to be given to them. You don't do that, and you don't provide with all devotion, you don't really do what they say, then the ancestors will come, and when they get angry, because ancestors are not people who will always only bless us, they also have the power to curse us. And the power to curse is not because they want to curse their lineage. We understand the language of pain, and when we go through pain, we see what it takes to correct the course of our life and do the right things. So, it is like inviting the income tax, telling, come to my house, and when they come, displaying all our unbegotten wealth, the black money, and very obviously making the house in such a way that you invite their attention, and then telling them not to be searching or not to be inquiring about the source of our wealth. It is like that. Shraddham, you invite our ancestors for the Shraddham, and then you do what it takes to provide for the right means of offering our ancestors. The last question is, Katam yajnaha mritam bhavet mritaha yajnaha tu adakshinaha. How does a yajna? Yajna means the fire ritual where we offer to some god is a yajna. Yajna is also the collective offerings that we do. Running a company is a yajna. Conducting a big program is a yajna. So when we conduct a big program, when we conduct an event, when we run a company, we shortchange people who work for us, then it is called adakshinaha. Dakshina means, according to the Shabda Kalpa Druma, dakshate vardate iti dakshina. Dakshate means by giving that, we are increasing the skill force in our surroundings, in, in our company, in our midst, in our family. We are increasing the skillfulness of people by offering the right kind of money to a skilled labor or a skilled person. It can be a skilled guru, a master who has got the skill in pointing out some flaws in your life, in pointing out some deficiencies in your character, in pointing out some deficiencies in your way you're handling finance, or pointing out some deficiencies in your relationship. Not only pointing out deficiency, a doshajna is a shastrajna, the one who knows, who has the ability to point out the deficiency and correct it, is a skilled person. If you employ such a person and you don't pay them the dakshina, then that yajna becomes mritam. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it says you should invite great masters, the Shrotriya, people who are well learned, into your life, and to them, Shriya Deyam, you should give with a lot of wealth. Hriya Deyam, you should give with a lot of lajja, a sense of shame. Only so much I can give. I feel very sad and I can't give more, but kindly accept it with a lot of humility. Bhiya Deyam, give with fear. Don't give with an attitude that, you know what, I'm so rich and I'm giving you this. Give with a sense of fear. Will the other person accept what I'm giving? With that kind of fear in you. Samvida Deyam, give with all alertness and consciousness. Give with your total awareness. When you give somebody, put your awareness into that giving. You take that offering that you're going to give. You take the money to your heart, and then you offer it with all consciousness, love, and respect. So that is what giving is all about. If you don't give like this, adakshina yajna also means you invite a priest to your house to conduct this program, and you shortchange that person. You just say, okay, no, this much only I can give. The work that he would have done will be equal to 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. And he may, with all humility, say, it will cost 10,000 rupees. Don't bargain with him like how you bargain in a shop. No, 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 no. Why are you asking so much? Cut it down for me. Cut it down. Make it 7,000 rupees. Cut down all the ingredients that you want to buy. You give a list of ingredients to him to buy, reducing the cost, cutting, short changing everywhere. When he says ghee, you says no, I will bring oil. And when he says nice gingerly oil, which is very costly, then you say no, 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 Deepa Enna is enough for lighting the lamp. The Deepa oil is less costly. I will get that. Short changing and cutting everything, and then you do a yajna. There is a lot of difference between a yajna when we do with all the ingredients in place. When you call a priest, you always Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji says, whenever you pay a person like this, you call them for something, you ask them how much they want and give 1 rupee more. So they will have no reason to complain about it. And when you don't give the right dakshina, meaning after the yajna is over, you do a big puja and you don't offer any naivedyam, you don't offer any food and share it with everybody in the right way, then it becomes fruitless. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, there is this word, Vidhihinam asrishtannam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha Virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. It is a tamasic yajna. It is a very dull yajna, a boring yajna, a yajna not worth spending our time in and watching, because vidhihinam, no rules are followed. Asrishta annam, no food is being cooked to offer. Mantrahinam, no mantras. The mantras are not pronounced properly. Just like that, you want to make a show of everything. Then you say, then you make the final Om Shanti 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 Kayena Vacham Manendriya, like that you finish the yajna. Mantrahinam, adakshinam. Don't give the proper, meaning the priest will chant mantras, but when you keep hurrying the priest, he will have so much of tension and stress in him that even the mantras that he knows, he will forget. There are so many places I've seen yajnas where people don't come on time, the priest will come on time, they will come late, and they will say, no, come on, fast, fast, fast. Speak fast, tell everything fast, tell the mantras fast. Why are you dragging so much? These are all signs of ignorance. And when we do pujas and yajnas in this way, then it is that dead event. There's no joy in that. There's no cheer in that. So we will see the remaining, not remaining 4 questions. There are many questions remaining for this week, this month. Tomorrow, question 78 to 82, we'll see in tomorrow's session. Om Sarvesham Swastir Sarvesham Shantir Sarvesham Purnam Sarvesham Mangalam Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyat Dukkhabhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma, Sadgamaya, Tamasorma, Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma, Amritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Bole Shri Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai Har Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Hari Om